heard about this time.
You've never heard of this song.
Really?
You like this kind of music, Blair?
That's Jagged Elwood Blues, ain't it?
Where's your Band of Heathen song?
Heard it already.
Which song?
We wouldn't be playing.
The Band of Heathen song that you were playing last
I've
night?
made them listen to it.
Oh.
This is going down to Florida. Hey, we're live. We're on here. Does everybody in the audience have their phone? Josh,
Hey.
do you have your phone?
Stop the press. My boy Nate. Nate, thank you for always making me look pretty. He's on here. Gotta give that guy a plug. That's my buddy. Nate, I appreciate you more than you know. Hot dog is in the building.
The hot dog.
Hot dog. Kids.
Hey, I got the music. Cut the music. It's about showtime, everybody. Today we got a special edition. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people in the audience.
11 back in the back.
11 people in the audience today. Let's hear a clap, everybody.
Woo! We got that applause meter up top.
You know, Josh Stevenson is in here with us. Did you say you're 30 years old now, Josh?
29.
29. I remember when Josh was probably 19 years old, he had some little deal where he shadowed John Jones. Do you remember that day?
I do.
And that day we had to go to a big meeting at Old South. And, it was me and John and this little dude. We're sitting in there. It's Floyd. It's Joe Morgan. And John doesn't even really say anything. He doesn't even acknowledge. He's just carrying on, and we're all just looking like, who the hell is this little guy? Because I didn't even know who it was. But Josh, now how old were you? You bought your first house? 19. I think you paid like $134.9 for. I sold it to the guy. So
19?
19 years old. Now he's 29. He works at First Bank. He trades mortgage-backed securities. Correct. So hey, it's Real Estate 101. This is my happy day. So weatherman.
I thought he checked out of high school to come here. Man,
He
he
looks
got a
young.
baby
Hey, also,
face.
like-
You're just jealous he looks so young.
Baby face.
Giving a shout out to my girlfriend. She's in the audience. And it looks like Kathleen, she was the winner, correct?
Yes,
the
she was
winner
the winner. The lucky
for
thing on
she was chosen to drive me to the airport. I appreciate
Oh,
that.
yes.
Congratulations.
It looks like a lot of people like you, Blair. You're willing and able, correct?
Correct.
Hey, Blair, you
Yes.
want to go to Allie?
Is a 10-pound Robin fat? What's
There we go. There we go.
Weatherman, get us going, man.
Get
You know
us
how it
fired.
is.
Hey, we can't do it without a few folks. Matt Crane, thank you, buddy, for joining. You're definitely one of the guys we can't do it without. But to our sponsors, hey, the big guy, John Jones, thank you for allowing us to continue to do this show and the corporation over here. We're going to start out with our guy, Scott Abernathy, the smartest guy we know, one of the best property managers in all of this area. Then we're going to go over here to my buddy, Roy Fraser, or like we like to call him, a.k.a. the Trap Magnet, who was one of the best insurance agents in Rutherford County with Farm Bureau. And we can't do it without Belinda Arringer. She is a beast when it comes to the mortgage industry. So if you're looking for somebody that's very overqualified for a position, give Belinda Arringer a call with Iberia Mortgage. And also, hey, we want to wish you a good trip, big guy.
Oh yeah, I'm going out of town here in just a moment. As you know, got a flight I got to catch. It's about time for me to start drinking because I don't like to fly. The only way I can fly is if I drink. Correct?
Yeah, sweet tea, iced tea, cocoa.
Well, hey, I need something else in there. Commoners. Lisa Progar has joined us. Katrina's in
Hey,
here.
she
The
looks
whole
like she
gang.
may
The
want
whole
some.
gang is here. As everybody knows, we like to have fun. I like to have fun. I believe you can have fun in the workplace and still excel at your job. So all of our crazy ass videos you see, that's really us. That was what we're trying to do, is show you how much fun we have. So with that being said, it's time to get started on Real Estate 101. Today, what I have, got all these realtors in the room. I'm going to pose a lot of questions. Everybody here can participate,
I
except the
studied
new
on this
girl.
topic
She's
for a while.
she
Just
may
let
not
you
know. So, Weatherman, let's see your notes. As usual, you have come quite prepared. I appreciate
Hey,
that.
Mama's on there.
My mama, I love you. I'm calling you before I go to Florida tonight. Okay, so here's what we're going to talk about. Whenever you're buying a house, you meet with your agent, you look at houses, then you write an offer, then it's sent off. So I was thinking about this over the weekend. I had a contract come in, and I think these buyers, they feel like it's hours
Yeah.
before they hear anything. So if you're looking to buy a house, I need you to like, I need you to share, I need you to comment. I really want you to share. Forgot to mention this. If you share the stream, me and the bunch, we'll go back and we're going to pick one lucky winner. We pick out 2 winners every week.
And what do they get?
They get a free gift card to the Alley on Main worth $25. It's worth a lot more than that, but you get $25 free on GTT. So please share. I need you to share this, especially if you know somebody that may want to buy a house, because there's a very emotional time, and we're going to talk about what your expectations should be, because this is realistic what happens. Now, we do have to keep in mind we've got a board of ethics, so we can't really say anything too
So I
crazy.
will probably not be saying a whole lot during this segment, but it's just a joy to be here.
Man, come on, man. You got something.
Hey,
So,
it'll be a big buzz every time I speak. Bzz, bzz.
okay, so here's what I'm going to try to fit the scenario right deeply into your mind. Maybe you haven't done this in a while, so here's what's happened. You've written up a contract. Your agent nowadays, they don't come sit with you. They don't go over things. They hit a button, they send it to you, and it's all done electronically on something called .loop or DocuSign. A lot of times you don't even meet with your agent anymore. So what happens, it goes from one agent to you sign, it goes back to another agent, then there's this blank space that's kind of happening out there. You're kind of in the unknown. You don't know what's going on. You just know that your agent put a 24-hour time limit to get back to them with some type of an answer,
Let's
whether
ask
counter.
it. What do you think? Because you're a big listing guy, probably if not the biggest listing guy in Eric County.
Thanks.
What do you think about a 24-hour time limit?
I think it's too long.
Ooh.
I think it should be about 25 minutes, because I'm very impatient.
For all you buyers agents out there, we'll still accommodate all your time frames. I understand.
I understand what they're doing when they do this, because they don't want to feel like they're pressuring the seller. But if you're buying a house, the longer you give to respond, the more likely it is to get ugly, Blair. More offers creep in. So I'm going to go through that. So what do you feel like happens from the moment they sign that contract, from the time they hear something back? What do you think they're thinking?
They're not doing their job. They got other things going on. They're not thinking about our offer. The other agents looking at different offers. So your emotions are 24 hours is like 4 days in a buyer's eyes. And so those, in my opinion, are what the buyers are thinking about when they click enter and that contract goes over.
Roy Frazier, I see that comment, by
Uh-oh.
the way. Number two, well, here's what I believe. I believe a good agent will call the listing agent if they're representing the buyer, and this is their chance to go ahead and sell that offer they've got.
How often does that happen?
You know, it happens a lot less than it used to. Every offer we used to get would have a phone call. It would have something. And Dan Alcorn, who he's very professional. I don't know if you
Hand
know
delivers.
Dan Alcorn with Parks, old school guy. He'll bring the contract and the earnest money to you. Think about that lost art that very few people do. So no, I get a lot of contracts where I might get a text, I might get an email. Sometimes I just get a contract.
Yeah,
How good do you think that agent is selling that offer when they do that?
they're not. And a lot of times they either one or two things. They're not experienced
Now
agents.
be careful about what we say, because we could go to ethics prison.
Okay. Well,
I've been warned about this topic
I told
already.
y'all we'll get to talk about it. So
Okay.
a couple of things, one or two things. Either the agent's really busy or doesn't think they're going to get the offer in the first place. Maybe it's a low offer. Maybe
Yep.
it's an embarrassing offer to the agent, which you still have to do your fiduciary. Is that how you say the word?
That's what we got to talk
Fiduciary
about, and
duty.
we got to use that term, and we cannot put down agents.
No, I'm
make
not.
sure
So you
we're not
have to
doing
do
that.
your fiduciary duty to do everything possible to present that offer to the agent.
What does that F word mean?
Fiduciary.
But
What does it mean,
I
Weatherman?
mean, it's like an ice cream, like a flavor of ice cream.
Neapolitan.
Yeah,
Plus,
yeah,
that's right.
And so we have an obligation where we are bound by board of ethics and we are state licensed, and so it's almost like we're doctors, you know, kind of. But what we need to do is whenever we present an offer, in my opinion, only my sole opinion, is call them as soon as we leave the house. If you know you're presenting an offer. So I'm going to my office, I'm going to write up an offer, I'll present it, a copy of the earnest money, the pre-approval letter, and then I'm also going to kind of throw a couple of hints out there. Hey, what would you like to see in this offer? We really like it. So I want to try to sell my offer before I even get it to them, so they're already think, hey, this guy's bringing a strong offer. And then it usually goes a long way.
Now, keep in mind, every market is different. Sometimes, well, really, where we are right now, it's such a strong seller's market. You do have to find out what they're
Yes.
looking. Stevie Z, we got another agent. Come in.
That's
Have a seat.
13.
Katrina, how do you feel like an
Katina
agent?
agrees with you, by the way, Steve.
Does she? Katina?
Katina Carey calls before she puts in an offer.
There we go.
Okay, Katrina, how do you feel like an agent should sell their offer if they're representing a buyer? Everybody, please share my screen. Please like it. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
It depends on what price range I'm at, what kind of, I mean, if we're in one that we know is gonna have 15 offers by the end of the day, I'm gonna pull out all the stops and do everything not normal.
Sponsor the kids' ball team. I mean, whatever.
Well, I'm gonna find out how soon can your clients respond. I'm gonna put this in your time frame.
Mhm.
I'm going to do everything to have already positioned my buyers where they can either carry their own closing, have a good earnest money deposit down. We're gonna have them pre-approved through the top lender, Belinda. I'm also gonna say, when do your sellers want to close?
Right.
And I'm gonna make sure that my buyer's prepared to close at a time frame that's conducive to the seller. And then I've got that language we put in, that where I make the seller feel better by not only protecting, I'm gonna pay this much above whatever offer you have in your hand, but I'm also gonna say, I'm gonna pay this much according to appraisal, so that the seller doesn't have to worry about, well, this person's making this off the wall offer, and if it doesn't appraise, I'm still stuck.
Mm.
Jimmy Turner, you are my favorite attorney. Thank you for the light.
Shane Ray.
Please, Shane Ray, thank you. Hey, where's my shares? I need my shares, folks. Okay, how do you...
Jessica Warner.
Jessica Warner, hey, she's wanting that gift card. And she's
Yeah,
also
her
wanting...
and Kathleen are hooking up for margaritas.
She's also wanting that girl Sparkle. I know what you're up to. Okay, Brittany Renee from the audience, who is also in real estate. I live with her. We're competitors by day, roommates by night. How do you feel like an agent should not, go ahead and spit that out. How should an offer not be presented by a buyer's agent to a listing agent?
I mean, you should never send an offer over blindly, just in an email or without any introduction, without any communication, because it's either gonna get lost or it's not gonna stick out.
What else should you not do?
What are you trying to get at? I feel like you're trying to get at something.
Why I ain't getting it something?
What?
What do you think a listing agent does not want to hear? Because unfortunately,
Contingency.
Oh, well, yeah.
contingency, they also, I don't think they want, I mean, if there's going to be, I believe that fiduciary responsibility, it goes a lot deeper than just financially. There's,
Yeah.
if I'm wanting to make this offer easier on them, if I'm looking out for their best interest, sometimes I don't want to deal with somebody if they're going to be overly challenging.
Yeah.
That goes to a point to where you're like, this is going to be so hard on my seller, I don't want to get them involved in that. Looks like we're freezing up. Are we freezing up?
Fiduciary is not a financial obligation. Fiduciary is the level of trust and relationship between.
That's what I said. So I'm just saying it's about protecting them.
We got a big
Yes.
star on today.
Who?
Chris Garrett.
Chris Garrett.
Chris Garrett. Big
I
time.
think it is.
Hey, glad
So
he blessed us with the president. Let me ask you a question.
we're getting
So,
fuzzy.
how if you're a listing agent and you list houses and you list houses, Katrina, what happens when an agent calls you and I hope this is not unethical and the first thing to do is tell you what's wrong with the house to sell their offer better that way?
I don't know. Let me answer Katina's question because this is something that Katina asked, should you send back a rejection letter every time you reject it.
In this market, we send a bunch.
Well, I do believe this. I believe at the very least you need to call and tell them
Yeah.
that you're rejected. It's hard to get all that stuff sent back. I don't know how many agents are going to do that. But what I like to do is tell the agent, let me tell you why we did not take your offer, because at least they can tell their client,
Right.
this is why we didn't get it. If they can't tell them anything, their buyer may not feel great about it. So,
Well, we have to understand by doing that, we help that agent help their buyer be better prepared for the next offer they put in.
That's
Because
right.
sometimes when it's just us giving our opinion to a client, they don't necessarily think that that's the case. But if they have another agent chiming in going, there's so many contingencies on this, that's why we're not taking the offer, then they've got something to help educate their client and do a better offer on the next house.
what did you ask? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
This is actually a better topic. This got other agents beating up the house to try to make their offers stronger. What is our obligation for the multiple offer disclosure? You know, a lot of times you get a lot of people upset because you have several offers. You don't send out the multiple offer disclosure. Do we have a fiduciary duty to do the multiple offer, or can we take just a solid offer because we know the agent, and say, hey, sorry guys, we don't send out a multiple offer on every
I've
offer.
noticed this disclosure has turned into realtor remarks stating, hey, we've received multiple offers, we're gonna accept them up until this point
Wow, that's
and
right.
answer. I mean, that's what I've noticed now.
And if
I've
you
not
do it
received
through
an actual
showing
document.
time, it's super easy because you can send out that multiple offer notice to everyone who's shown the house.
But do we have to? Is the question. I
Ward
don't know
Frazier
that
wants the camera to stay focused on his. Our sponsors are speaking.
Can we just zoom in to Roy Frazier's sign right there? There we go.
Roy, we'll keep it on there.
We have a robot that moves our camera around. We're very sophisticated nowadays.
Brittany is our narrator, Jeremy. So I believe that the agent should know in this type of market that there's a very, 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 very good chance that there's going to be a multiple offer.
Yeah.
So things move so fast, and I know as we're sitting here and we're talking about this, the right way to do it and the way that happens, it may not always work out like that, and that's very unfortunate. But I think most people do want to do what's right. But when you've got one person saying we need an answer, then you've got a seller who's dragging you all over the place. Man, it's hard. It's hard to stay focused and always do that. So I think you've got to understand whenever you're writing an offer or presenting an offer for your buyer, hey, there's a good chance we're going to be in a multiple offer. So you've got to be the one that's staying on top of it, not the listing agent.
Katina said, how do we know if you even ever showed the offer if there's no rejection letter for them to sign? Well, the notification form doesn't have to be signed, Katina, so that's one thing. But I think there's not a legal issue, if I'm not mistaken, but it is just good ethics and good business to notify everyone that.
Can you notify them by sending them an email back? Or does it have to be signed and all that?
Even if you sent a TAR form notification, that is not a document that has to be signed by the person who presented the offer. It is just a notification.
I think that's something that's hard to do. It's hard to always do that. I mean, it may be something we need to strive for, but that's going to be a challenge to get that done, because sometimes I have literally, well, now what I do, if there's 6 or 7 offers, I go ahead and I'm shutting the showings down.
Yeah. And a lot of times too, if we call everybody, if you have 10 offers, 6 of them are going to be mad at you, 2 of them are going to understand, 1 of them's going to be very grateful. So it's almost like send a mass email, say thank you for your offer, really appreciate it, hopefully we do business in the future, but unfortunately we chose another offer. And that's really about the best you can do, because it's an emotional thing for the agents as well as it is the buyers when you continually lose offers and you think you bring everything strong, but somebody's stronger.
Okay, well, I'm going to move on to another topic here, and it's about if you're a buyer, you're the agent, and you're presenting an offer, and there's that 24-hour time to get
Right.
back. What do you think good listing agents are doing, Blair, during this time? Because this has probably happened to you before.
What do you think the listing agent's doing during the
During
interim?
that 24, he's got 24 hours to get back to you. What do you think he's doing, or she could be doing during that
They
time?
have an offer now. What
Yeah.
are they doing with that offer?
Well, I would
The
hope that
camera's right
they're.
in your face.
No pressure.
I would hope and think that they're going over the offer with their client.
Okay. What do you? Well, you would hope and think that,
Yeah.
but what do you think they're actually probably doing?
I think it probably depends on how strong that offer is.
Well, what most agents are probably going to do is they're going to say, "Well, man, hey, I've got an offer. If you want to get in on this."
Exactly right.
So what they're doing is they're gathering more
More.
offers.
And
That probably
that's
that
not
could have
bad.
easily have happened to you on that offer in the other county.
Yeah.
We won't mention that, but that's what they're doing. They're going to say, "Hey, we've had 4 or 5 showings. If you're serious, if you want to get in on this, bring your offer." So whenever you're presenting an offer and you're a buyer, you better make sure that your offer is very strong, because a lower offer, what that will do to a seller when they see that, they're emotionally already against you. If you come in and you're low, they're already like, "I don't want to pick this one."
Yeah.
They may not say it, but that's what they're thinking. That's also what their agent's thinking. They're thinking, "Hey, we don't want to deal with these. We hope we can get a higher offer." You understand? What do you think about that, Brittany?
Boy, he puts you on the
Can I say no
spot.
comment, because I don't know, I mean, I agree, but I don't agree.
What do you
I
not
feel-
agree with?
I
We're
feel-
wanting closure.
Absolutely. You
Yeah.
have your opinion. Please say it.
Well, I mean, of course, you wanna come forward with a strong offer if you're representing the buyer, but as a listing agent, I really don't think that it's ethical,
Why
in a
not?
sense, to say, hey, we have this offer, let's try to round up more. If you get them, great. If
John
it's a multiple
Jones.
offer,
Uh-oh.
but I
John,
just,
Name drop.
my
Hey.
hero, John Jones, the best in the business. You've got that fiduciary responsibility to your seller. You've got to.
there's ways that you can do it though without it being that.
But there's a lot of times,
It's a very slippery slope.
That's
You
right.
can't do certain things.
and a lot of times you may have other people showing the property, because this is what will happen. I'll hit a house on the market the first day. The very first person that sees it sends me a full price offer over. They want a 24-hour response. Well, I have 8 people lined up that day.
Right.
And so, what is our obligation to the seller at that point? Do I say, hey, no more showings, I got a great offer? Or do I say, hey, look, we got 8 more people showing, I appreciate your offer, but I have to let everybody know,
Yes.
Yes.
you know.
Yeah,
And so,
last
I think, is that kind of what you,
I think agents, when they get an offer, what they're going to do is they're going to tell people, "Hey, you've looked at this. I'm letting you know I've got an offer coming in. If
Right.
you want to get in on this, you need to go ahead and send your offer over."
Right.
That's what they're going to do.
I agree with that, and I agree with what Weatherman said. I mean,
Well,
if
what
you
was I
have
not
showings
clear
lined
on?
up within that time frame, then yeah, of course, keep showing.
Yeah,
Because it
yeah.
may be a situation where you do get a better offer, and that's even better. But I thought what you meant was there weren't any previous showings, and you were just trying to round up more buzz.
Yeah, the way you had it
Let
worded.
me
Yeah.
make this clear. So we get on the same page here. Let's say I've got a new house coming out on Manchester Highway, and it's going to be listed at 179. Let's say I've got 10 showings over the next day. One offer comes in, I'm going to notify all those other people.
Yes.
I've got an offer.
Yes.
I don't know. If I made that unclear, I apologize to everybody. Hey, we've been going 23 minutes with them, man. We're having a
you've
big
been
time.
going like 21. I've been going
I think during that
one.
first 24-hour period, Tommy, a good agent is going to be computing a seller net sheet and getting those kind of things ready, verifying who the buyer is with, how strong are they, how strong is the lender. They're going to be doing that as well, not just checking and seeing if there's other offers coming. They're going to be breaking down that offer and see just how strong that offer really is.
Okay, moving along. Who wants this next question in the audience? Josh, can you answer real estate? It could be against the law. Who wants this next question? This is a layup.
That
Bring a
sounds,
roll
that
or
sounds strongly
back-
What
like
a man.
setup.
Finger roll or backboard. James Peeler. Joey Hope, appreciate you,
Joy Hope, late as always, but hey, I'm glad you showed up. How do you guys feel like a seller reacts in this market to a low offer? Who wants that one?
I'm kind of on the ethics borderline right now, so you
Well,
may.
hey, we're talking
You want me to be
about
honest?
how do you think their emotions are? How do you think they're feeling about it?
They think, are you freaking crazy? I mean, we're in the strongest market in Rutherford County's ever seen, and you bring over a low offer. Now, if the house has been on, we gotta clarify. If the house has been on the market 58 days and we don't have any offers,
Yep.
it makes common sense. If the house has been on the market 2 days and we're under $200,000, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm
Okay.
almost thinking, I don't even want to present this crap.
Okay, well, how do you think the listing agent, what they're thinking is going to be transferred to their client?
What I'm thinking and what I say is two totally different things.
It's still hard for them not to somehow feel that
I
energy.
feel like you kind of set me up there.
No.
I'm
not doing that either.
Punching me under the table.
Hey, man, make sure you answer
Yeah.
this right.
Well-
No, I think it's, and we're talking about our professional manner here, but I still think whenever an offer is presented to the listing agent that's very, very low, the way that agent feels, the way they think, it's picked up on by their client. No
Right.
matter what they're saying, how do you get away from that?
But the one thing, when you sit down and talk, it's all about being professional. So when you sit down and tell your client, to give you a prime example, I've had 2 offers on a property. One of them came in low. The lady just rejected it. Wouldn't counter anything. And so our next visit, we sat down and said, look, I know it's low, but hey, at the end of the day, we got an offer. So let's do one of 2 things. Let's counter it or let's accept it. I don't even give them opportunity to reject it. Because at the end of the day, I want to keep the deal going for my client and myself, because I realize they see a low offer as like it's an insult. I'm not going to present it as an insult. I'm going to present it as, hey, check this out. We got an offer. It may not be what we want, but let's see if we can get there.
Well, I think a lot of agents struggle to tell their client what they should really do.
Sure.
I believe that should be malpractice to not tell them what they should do instead of, if they say something to them that offends them. I think you should. I think attorneys and doctors do this. I think they tell them, this is what you should do right here.
No, I think they define the options. These are the pros to looking at this offer, these are the cons.
Well,
But
what if we get through that and they're still wanting to do something that's they can't get out of their own way? What if you've gone through your consulting, you've done all this the right way, but they're still not listening? What do you tell them?
At the end of the day, the decision is theirs. If you're asking me as your agent to do my level best to represent you and get you the best possible deal, these are my suggestions. But at the end of the day,
What do you call
I'm
what you're
gonna
doing
carry
when you
forward.
do that? What are you doing though? When
I'm
you
still
say this
just
is what
making
you
a
should do,
suggestion. They've got 2 different ways to handle it.
what do you think you should do?
Hmm?
What do you think you should do? Wake up.
Well,
He's
you know,
already
it's-
on vacation.
what we should do, and you know, at the end of the day, the people are going to react and do what they want to do, no matter how good you are, professional you are, nice you are. You can't change some people's mind, but we can ask questions.
No, you can't change their mind,
No.
but you can produce new facts
Right.
to lead them to think different.
So this is what I would do. If somebody come back and say, look, I want to reject it. And I say, okay, I understand. Other than rejecting this offer, is there anything else that you'd rather do to try to get the
You're
money
gonna
you want?
overcome. You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
isolate.
overcome
You're
objections.
gonna isolate.
Isolate, validate. But you know, that's what we have to do. We have to be professional. We have to challenge our sellers. We have to almost push the envelope sometime, because when it's said and done and we don't accept that offer and we don't get any more offers, then we really look like a jackass, you know, because we don't have anything.
Well,
And then they're coming back saying, I probably should have accepted that.
if I feel like I know 100% without a doubt that they should do something, I'm going to feel led. It's my job to tell them that. If I just know, I think that's what I always
But
do.
what if they don't listen?
Well, I can't do anything about that.
Because even you, baby, sometimes people just aren't gonna listen.
No, you can. There's no way that you can actually ever. Nothing is 100% foolproof. But what is the realtor's job?
Oh, well, yeah.
What is it? I mean,
Well, we've
because
all said the same thing.
Yeah.
But sometimes, I mean, they're, like you said, just stuck in their own head. They don't want to listen to anybody.
You
That's
put
right.
that down there. Sometimes GTT just don't want to listen.
Yeah.
I like that.
But I take it, if they don't listen to me, I take it like I didn't convince them, I didn't do something right. That's my mindset. I did not convince them.
Is there ever a time that you should reject an offer, if you're, in your opinion?
No, because that's emotional.
Okay.
You should never reject it. You could counter back off $5, or you could counter back. I mean, but rejecting doesn't really do you any good. That's an emotional response.
Okay, that's what I want to get. That's what I
What
want.
would you do?
I think the same thing.
Now, I would tell you this, on things that I've owned, people bring low offers. Guess what I want to do? I want to
Tell them
reject
where to
it.
go.
I want to reject it because your feelings get hurt. I understand that's why it's the realtor's job. You're really regulating emotion. That's what your main job is to do there. So whenever it's something that I'm selling and they bring a low offer, I want to show them I'm in charge. I want to say, well, you can't buy this. That's stupid. That's what I'm saying. People get in their own way.
It's on board.
They get in their own way. I get in my own way whenever it's just me. Hey, you represent me on a deal.
He's not very easy.
Well, I mean, I get in my own way. So, last question, okay?
Hey, you buddy. Hey, your best friend
Robert's
here.
on board.
Robert Sislow, my man, have you shared? Are you
Adam Wright, I'm
liking
sorry about that.
my new best friend, Robert Sislow? So let me ask you this: what happens when a deal? Look at all them likes.
Hey, can you please comment, folks?
Hey, like, share, comment. My coach is on here, Robert Sislow.
We're gonna put
I
share,
gotta ask you to
comment.
share every 5 minutes, every 5 seconds. What happens when these deals stall? Whenever you're negotiating,
Oh, it's horrible. I
well,
mean,
tell me why you mean it's horrible.
because stalling to a buyer or a seller
Yep.
is like triple the time that it actually is. Because that's all you're thinking about. This is what a seller thinks about. I'm going to make this amount of money. This is what I'm going to do when I sell. And then that stalling, automatically they're thinking it's not going to sell. I'm not going to get the money. And so there's so many mindsets going through that process. And it's probably the biggest purchase of their life or the biggest sale of their life.
That's right.
Stalling definitely gives the opportunity for emotions to get in the way, and for somebody to possibly make the wrong decision because their emotions are able to creep in.
One of the perfect example is on a pre-sale for a new construction house. Everybody wants to write up an offer on a pre-sale, and the builder takes like 2 weeks or 10 days to get the numbers. But they want to make sure that they have the numbers right
That makes
because
sense.
they don't want to build the house and be upside down, you know. So, but as you're sitting there waiting on those numbers, it's like, man, does this guy even want to build the house? Do we need to look somewhere else? Is this even something we want to do? And that comes down to the selling agent as well.
It's exactly what Brittany said, that emotion, the longer this thing, you just start reacting out of emotion. Well, why haven't they? I'm the same way whenever I'm involved in something. I become either a buyer or a seller, and whatever emotion starts to trump logic, you just don't make clear decisions. That's why your agent is supposed to be there to help you.
I just got shocked. Hey, please like, please share, please comment. So I got a little shocker.
Are you asking for all the shares, all the likes? So we've been going 33 minutes. We've gone a little bit longer. Do we have any questions? I appreciate all the shares. This love is for Steve.
All the likes, all the comments. We really appreciate it.
Katina, I missed what you said. It's better than a rejection. I don't know.
Negotiating is better than
Negotiating.
rejection, is what she's saying.
There we go. That's very true.
Yeah.
I like Katina.
Katina's been putting a lot of videos out. She's a monster producer. Good job, Katina. I noticed
job.
what you're doing. Do we have any questions?
Thank you, Paler.
Do we have any questions from the audience? Anybody before we sign off? And don't forget, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, straight from the gut. We also will give away our Alley on Main gift card. Everybody that's watched this, we really appreciate it. These are just my opinions, Weatherman's opinions, Katrina, Brittany. Hey Blair, you even had an opinion in there, so we appreciate you participating. Anything else before we shut this show down, friends?
Are you sure nobody wants to take him to the airport? Nobody.
Before
No takers.
It's tough. I'm gonna let you spend a little more time with it before it
Oh.
goes.
Well, it's about showtime for me. Everybody, I appreciate you liking this. Hey, we're always looking for
Please like, please share, please comment.
weatherman. That's you're getting. Hey, you're doing a phenomenal job. We're gonna go ahead and shut this down, Kathleen. Let's shut it down every Wednesday, 1 o'clock. Real Estate 101. Thank you much, guys. Hey, one more time, weatherman.
Please like, please share, please comment.
Educate, navigate, celebrate. GGThomes.com.